This is James Lupton, delighted to be joined on Zoom today with Andrew Moloney. Andrew, how are you, mate?
Really well, James. Thanks for having me, mate.
No worries at all. Thanks for coming on again. Big fight's recently been announced for yourself. Junto Nakatani, undefeated fighter, world title fight on the line, the WBO super flyweight. Just how excited are you for this fight?
Oh, mate, couldn't be more excited. Feels like Christmas. It's been a while now. I've been working my way back up the rankings, and just desperate to get the opportunity to fight for a world title again. And here it is, and it's on a massive card over in Vegas on the Lomachenko Haney card. So massive platform, and I'm ready to show the world what I'm all about and to get my hands back on a world title.
You mentioned a moment ago, obviously working your way back up the rankings again. You've had the last couple of fights back out in Australia, let's say back to Vegas now for this fight. Just how has it been a good thing for you to almost rebuild?
Yeah, I think so. I think I learnt a lot, probably from the losses, but also then it forces you to reflect on your own game and where you can improve. And it also motivated me a lot to work extremely hard in the gym every day to improve as much as I could as a fighter. And I really feel like I've done that really well over the last 16 to 18 months, however long it's been. I really feel like I'm a completely different fighter now. Sorry, mate, did I lose you there? I really feel like I'm a completely different fighter now, and yeah, a much more complete fighter, and that's what I plan on showing against Nakatani.
Was it also nice to be fighting back at home again?
Yeah, it definitely was. I mean, we love fighting in America. America feels like a second home for us now, but you do sort of feel like you get sort of forgotten about at home. And it'd been a long time since we fought in Australia, and those Haney Cambosis cards were huge here in Australia, and yeah, a lot of eyeballs on myself and my brother Jason, and really gave us the opportunity to remind the Australian public who we are, and get them to continue following our careers. And now both moving into world title fights, I think it's been a perfect platform for us. And now the plan is to knock off to tick the box on our lifelong dream, really, of both of us becoming world champions at the same time. So I feel like it was all meant to be.
Absolutely. Now, you have been there before. You've been at the top of the game. What would it mean to you to become world champion again?
Oh, words can't describe it really. This is everything to me. I've dedicated my whole life to this sport for almost 20 years now, and a lot of blood, sweat, tears, and so much hard work, so many sacrifices. And I feel like winning this belt would make all that worthwhile. And it all comes down to this fight, and I really feel like I'm ready for this, and it was all meant to be. And the stars have aligned for me and Jason to both to do it 1 week apart. And yeah, really feel like this is our story. This is how it was meant to be, and just can't wait for it.
You mentioned those, so you're a week apart between both of your world title fights. So you're obviously, as always, sharing a camp together. But you're sharing a camp together, which probably means something a little bit more, like you say, to both become world champions at the end of it at the same time. What's it like to share a camp with your twin brother? And like any siblings, I'm sure you have your bickering and your falling outs. Do you settle it in the gym? Do you settle it in a spa?
Yeah, I mean, it is really really good for us. I feel like it's a big advantage for us to have each other as twin brothers, to do camps together and to push each other to the limits every day. And you've sort of got that pacemaker almost, that in every session that what level you need to be at, and you're pushing each other to go harder and harder. And then we help each other too to improve in areas that we see as experienced fighters now, that we see each other can improve on, and we really try and help each other now. It's not about trying to beat each other anymore. We don't really spar each other when we're this close to a fight, especially for this camp. I'm fighting a southpaw, so there's no point sparring Jason. So we've got our own sparring partners. Like today, for example, he sparred up in Brisbane. I went along, watched him, was in his corner while he was sparring, and then I sparred a couple of hours later, and he did the same for me. And we're just helping each other be the best we can be and to make sure that we get this job done and both become world champions just 1 week apart.
And just finally, I want to come on to the event itself. You mentioned earlier Devin Haney versus Vasily Lomachenko. Um, Obviously, we know how good Devin Haney is. He's on the come up. He's a fantastic fighter. But he will go down as one of the greatest to ever do it in this sport. He is an unbelievable fighter, had an unbelievable career, amateur and professional. Does it make it a bit
Yes.
more special for you to be fighting on the undercard of Lomachenko?
No, I don't think so. I think there's always going to be huge pressure on any fight I have now, particularly this one. This is everything that I've ever wanted and everything I've worked for. And I know I can't afford to lose this fight. And I know that winning this fight changes mine and my family's life. So I'm going to leave it absolutely everything I've got in that ring and do everything I can to win this fight, no matter what, no matter whose undercard it was or anything like that. So I think it's just a great opportunity for me to fight on a massive platform that it's going to be, and how many millions of eyeballs watching around the world. So I'm just so pumped. I'm really looking forward to it and thankful for the opportunity to be on such a huge card. So just can't wait. Really can't.
And just finally, can I push you for prediction? What can the fans expect to see from your fight come May 20th?
My fight,
Yeah.
Andrew Moloney with that world title belt strapped around his waist at the end of the night by any means necessary. I don't care how the fight plays out or what I've got to do. I'm leaving absolutely everything I've got in that ring to make sure that I leave with that belt around my waist. And as long as that happens, I don't care how the fight goes.
Absolutely. And the new two-time world champion, Andrew
That's it.
Moloney.
Absolutely.
Fantastic.
Can't wait for it.
Fantastic. Andrew, thank you very much for your time. All the best of luck, but I'm sure we'll speak again before your fight.
No, pleasure. Thank you, mate. Thanks for your time.